Can you dramatically change your health for the better in just 30 days? Well, the answer is a resounding yes. I'm Dr. David DeRose. I'm a medical doctor with specialties in internal medicine and preventive medicine. And I've especially been working over the last 6 years with intensive 30-day programs that are self-directed, things that people can do on their own to impact their health. I first got excited about this when I had the privilege of co-authoring the book, 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control. Dr. Greg Steinke, nurse practitioner Trudy Lee, and I wrote this book that continues to be one of the best-selling books on Amazon when it comes to blood pressure. And after putting this book together and getting it out there into people's hands, we found that a lot of people were just having tremendous results with the material that we shared. But we also learned something else. There's still a lot of people out there that are not readers. And they said, we want something, something on video that we could do in just short installments that could make a difference for us using these very same principles. So we took a lot of the principles in 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control, and we put it in a series of 30 roughly 6-minute videos. Those videos are available. They have been for a number of years. You can get them at timelesshealinginsights.org. timelesshealinginsights.org. Now you say, well, is this just a commercial talking about a free website where we can do a 30-day health program? No, this is much more than that, because this video is being shown in a venue where we're going to do something even better than the free program that's available. Now, a lot of people might say, well, wait a minute, wait. You've got a free 30-day program, 6 minutes a day. I can just jump online and watch it? Yeah, we'll do even better than that. If you sign up for it online, we'll send you a daily reminder, an email reminder about each day of the program. That's what happens when you register on that website. And you say, okay, well, yeah, I'm game. I'd like to make improvements in my blood pressure, in my weight, in other health factors. Well, that free program is especially designed for high blood pressure and diabetes, but it is valuable to people across the board. And here's where what I'm going to tell you next becomes really important. As powerful as the free program is, we know something from our public health research. I know it from my own experience as a physician, from having worked with community programs, and that is, if you can do something in a group, you dramatically increase the likelihood that it is going to make a significant impact in a person's life. So what we're doing in this very venue is we're going to be, over the next roughly 30 days, going through not the free program that I developed that you can jump on and enjoy at timelesshealinginsights.org, and we'll talk more about that. There's still value in you using that. But we're going to be using an upgraded program, also absolutely free to you, based on my latest book called The Methuselah Factor. So the Methuselah Factor actually is a broader program than just looking at diabetes and high blood pressure. It deals with a whole host of things that impact human performance and longevity. Those videos have been put together in a program right here that I'm illustrating, the Methuselah Factor. We'll be showing you these professionally produced videos in this very venue as you go through the 30-day program. Now, you can go online and you can find that you could buy those videos, but by showing them here and by going through them as a group, interacting with other health professionals who be guiding you on this journey, it just can magnify the values of the program. So, what am I talking about? What have we got for you over the course of the next month? We've got live interactive programs that will use my professionally produced videos that you cannot get for free online. That's what we're offering in this venue for you. While you're going through that program, though, you can take advantage of the free online 30 Days to Natural Diabetes and High Blood Pressure Control videos. Now, if that sounds like just a whole lot of things and your mind is just swimming, what is this physician talking about? Let me share with you a testimonial from someone who went through the free online program, because I'm challenging you to do that on your own, as well as coming to this venue and going through the 30-day program that's an upgraded version that we'll be talking more about in this presentation. So first of all, what can you expect by going through a 30-day program online on your own? Take a listen. Hello, I am Dr. David DeRose, and we are so excited that you're joining us today. We're speaking about a life-changing program, something that can make a difference for you and for those you love. It's called 30 Days to Natural Diabetes and High Blood Pressure Control. It's an absolutely free online program. And some of you have perhaps heard of the program before. It's something that I developed some years ago, but we're putting a great spotlight on it today because we've got an amazing guest. Opal Barrett, so good to have you with us on today's edition of the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Opal, you are someone who has some very personal connection with this program. Before we talk about that, tell us a little bit about your health background. Did you have either diabetes or high blood pressure?
When I went to my doctor in June of this year for my regular checkup, she said that I had prediabetes and that I had my blood pressure was 185 over 110. And so she put me on medication. Yeah, she was afraid I was going to have a stroke because I'm 68 years old.
No, I mean, that's a significant elevation of blood pressure. I mean, the higher the blood pressure is, you're exactly right, the greater the risk of things like stroke and heart attack. And at 185 over 110, that'll raise, I think, about every doctor's eyebrows. So you're put on a prescription medication. Tell us how it went from there.
Okay, I took the medication for 3 days and I was extremely weak and dizzy and I coughed all the time. So I called my doctor back and I said, could I please just try something else because I just can't take medication. I'm very sensitive to medication to start with.
Okay, so you asked her to help you get off medication. Did that have much traction with her, or did she kind of double down or change the medicine? What did she do?
No, she asked me, could she change the medication, and I really didn't want to do that. I told her that I would work really hard to try, if I could just make a lifestyle change or something. And she was hesitant, but then she had me make a diary and bring it to her every week because she was really concerned about me having a stroke.
So, okay, you've tried medication. You have really high blood pressure. Presumably she was thinking, well, maybe it was just elevated in the office. Maybe you had this white coat, high blood pressure, so she's going to work with you, taking a log at home. What kind of numbers were you seeing?
My blood pressure at home was normally around 152 over 90. It stayed pretty much like that. If I drove the car or if I was doing any shopping, it would go up to 180, 170. It was just, I was in pretty big trouble.
Wow. So you've got significant high blood pressure. It's not really coming down with what you're doing. Then you hear about the program that we put together some years ago called 30 Days to Natural Diabetes and High Blood Pressure Control. It's a free program online. So tell me about something that comes to your mind that was different than you were doing that the videos challenged you to do.
Well, day one, be bold. I considered my condition and I decided that day that I would give up sugar and excess salt. Those are the two things that I was going to work on, give up that day, and I did.
Wow, you're a fast learner. Because those points about sugar consumption and salt come later in the program. But from day one, when you just heard that message to be bold, you said, I already know some things I've got to do. I'm going to start doing them.
Right.
So how was that?
Well, I still craved the sugar. I still craved candy and chips and all that. And it was hard for the first maybe 4 days or so. But then after that, it just came natural to me. I don't have any sugar at all or any cookies, cakes, or pies or anything like that. And it changed me.
So tell me what's going on. You're following this program day by day. And did you watch a video every day?
Yes, yes.
And you did it for the whole 30 days?
Yes, I did. And I cut my caffeine on day 6.
Okay.
And I had a splitting headache for 3 days.
And you're still talking with me.
But it was worth it. It was worth it because now it's like years ago when my dad first got diabetes, I heard him tell my mother that, I feel a difference since I've cut out coffee. And I was a real coffee drinker. I mean, my husband was a truck driver, so we drank a lot of coffee. But those first 3 days was a little rough, but I made it through it, and I'm the better for it.
So what were you seeing? What was going on with your blood pressure as you're going on this 30-day journey?
Okay, it just gradually started going down. Like I said, it was normally 152 over 90. My first, actually like 3 days, I noticed it go down to 140, and I'm like, no, that's not right. And I had to keep rechecking because I check it 3 times a day. And I was so excited. I called my doctor and I said, I'm down already. But yeah, it was a significant change just in the 3 or 4 days. It was just, I couldn't get over it.
You go through the whole program, and you started it back, you said, in June of 2021. Okay, and now here we are in October of 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still following some of the principles in the program?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am, because like I said, it's made such a big difference. I just want to keep doing more. And then when I started the day, I think it was day 3 to start moving. I wasn't really working a lot then, but I started walking 5 minutes out and 5 minutes back, and I thought, well, that's not much. But I started small. And I did that every day. And now I'm up to 20 minutes out, 20 minutes back. And I feel great.
Wonderful. What are you seeing with your blood pressure? Where are you at these days?
Oh, my goodness. My blood pressure is 118 over 76. Normally, sometimes my bottom number is lower, but I'm staying right at 118.
That is fantastic.
I know. My doctor's so impressed. And I didn't mean to lose weight. I didn't go into this to lose weight, but I was 182 pounds in June, and now I'm 158.
Wow. So that's like 25 pounds.
You've just given me a makeover, that's all.
Well, this is exciting, and I'm so glad, Opal, that you've been willing to share your story. Let me just ask you one last question. There's a lot of folks right now in October of 2021, they're considering going on this 30-day journey as part of a group program we're offering to people throughout the country, throughout the world even. Would you discourage some people from doing it? Is this just like a program that only certain people should be on? How would you advise people?
No, this is for everyone and every age. It's just amazing. I love the short videos. They're short, to the point, and if you stick with this, you're going to be so amazed. You're going to love yourself again. You're going to feel better. You're going to be more productive and be happier.
Wasn't Opal's testimony powerful? You can get that same benefit by going through the free online program 30 Days to Natural Diabetes and High Blood Pressure Control. And that's right, it's based on that book that I mentioned to you earlier, 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control. But having told you that, I want you to do something even more, because I want to give you the best likelihood of really transforming your health. And that involves using my upgraded, professionally produced program. Yeah, you can get the free videos, you can get a lot of benefit just like Opal did, but if you come out here to these meetings from day to day over the next 4 weeks, roughly 30 days, you're going to be able to engage with the Methuselah Factor approach. And this deals with a lot more than just diabetes and high blood pressure. We're going to share with you some material on what you can expect from that program. What is the Methuselah Factor all about? Because that's what this free program is based on, that you'll be engaging with others as you go through it from night to night. Take a listen from another presentation that I filmed. How would you like to have the tools to improve your own health and improve the health of those that you love? I'm Dr. David DeRose, and I've got just the thing for you to make a difference in your life and, I'll tell you, in the life of anyone you're concerned about. It's a new 30-part series on the Methuselah Factor. Sound familiar? If you're familiar with my book, The Methuselah Factor, this doesn't come as any surprise to you. We've gotten some really great reviews and some really excited readers of the book, and what we've decided to do is take the simple daily strategies that we communicate in the Methuselah Factor and put it into a video series. That's what this project is all about. If you don't know anything about my thesis in the book, let me just give it to you in a nutshell. The Methuselah Factor is a term that I use to refer to a technical science known as hemorrheology. That's the science of blood fluidity. What medical researchers have found is that if you improve blood fluidity, you're really tapping into a missing link that can help you prevent heart disease, stroke, can stave off blindness, can help your mind perform better, can decrease your risk of diabetic complications, can even help your physical performance. But let's say it's a given. You already know you want to improve your Methuselah Factor. Well, then that's where the videos come in. This was originally designed, like I wrote the book, to be taken in daily installments. In other words, carve out 1 month out of your life and each day go through a different video. That's what we've done. We've put it all together in a package for you. Enjoy it, share it, go through it with others, and see what happens as you go on an amazing lifestyle journey. I'm Dr. DeRose. So have you got the game plan? What I want you to do is actually make a commitment to your own health for the next 30 days. And it can be revolutionary. You've probably noticed that this venue is not only offering a solid health program every evening, but following the health program is something focused to optimize your spiritual health. You know, a lot of people tell me, they say, hey, I'm just concerned about my diabetes or my weight, or I just don't want to get Alzheimer's. I'm not really concerned about all that spiritual stuff. One of the most powerful chapters in our book, 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control, is actually the final chapter in the book, the final, actually, major chapter. We do have a short concluding chapter. But the final major chapter in the book looks at spiritual factors that can actually optimize your health. And really, I want to encourage you to come to this venue, because you're not going to only get a top-notch health program that you could pay a fair amount of money if you wanted to get the book, the videos, and then get together a group of people who are going to support you, especially health professionals like will be aiding you at this very venue. But what I want to tell you is stick around for the, if you will, double feature, because not only are we going to do this great health program, we're going to look at some things that can dramatically change your spiritual health, your outlook on life, and can really revolutionize your whole perspective on living. Would you join me? I'm Dr. David DeRose. Great opportunities for you. Don't let it slip by. Come back to this very venue as we go through this series together. lifestyle change can be powerful. It may not sound all that inspiring, but it can make a huge difference. I'm Dr. David DeRose. I'm a physician with specialties in internal medicine and preventive medicine. I've been helping people for years in clinics, in community settings, through my books, through my videos, helping people to dramatically improve their health. And here you've got a great opportunity right in this venue. You've got health professionals that are walking you through one of my most exciting programs. It's based on my book, The Methuselah Factor. We are walking through a 30-day program right here with you. If you're just joining us for the first time, if you missed our introductory session, I just want to let you know that this program really does work. I gave you a little bit of background last time. Just to recap, I've been working with these intensive video-based programs for 5 or 6 years now. It started with my book, 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control. That book that I authored along with Dr. Greg Steinke and nurse practitioner Trudy Lee continues to be one of the best-selling books on Amazon when it comes to high blood pressure. We took those principles and translated them into a video series. That series is available free of charge. You can watch it on your smartphone, on your tablet, on your computer. It's called 30 Days to Natural Diabetes and High Blood Pressure Control. And we learned last time that it's available at timelesshealinginsights.org. But we're doing something even more special here in this venue. We're building on that program using my newest book called The Methuselah Factor. The Methuselah Factor is also based on 30 daily challenges. The very same challenges in that free video series that you can get online is in my professional production series based on the Methuselah Factor. That's what we're going to be showing here, beginning with our next session together. Tonight, though, I want you to know that not only is the free online program powerful, but so is the book and the upgraded videos that this series is based on. I want to have you meet a real live person who went through this program using the Methuselah Factor book. Listen to her amazing story. Have a seat right there, Sheila. Thanks so much for being willing to join me here today.
No problem.
Now, Sheila, this book that I'm talking about tonight is not a strange title to you, is it?
No, it's not.
Tell me why that's the case.
Well, a couple of years, well, it wasn't even a couple of years ago. It started in 2019. I had a scan, and it was a cardiology scan, and I had markers for developing heart disease. So I went to my regular physician, where she said, well, maybe I'm going to send you to the cardiologist. So she put me on, to the cardiologist, and I talked to him for a little bit, and he said, you need to change your life. My blood pressure was sky high. It was probably, maybe not as high as hers, maybe 160 over 110.
Okay.
When I started. So I went home with they gave me all the literature and stuff, and I took it home, and then I went online to see if I could find a book to help me with diet and to help me with lowering my blood pressure and getting off of the medication. And that's when I came across your book.
Okay. So that's where you found the Methuselah Factor book, and did you actually read it, or do you think if you slept with it, it would rub off on you?
I actually read it, Dr.
Okay.
Rose.
And so you read it, and you went through a 30-day program like the book recommends?
I actually went through 90 days.
You went through 90 days. So you did the 30-day program 3 times?
No, I did 30 days and kept going.
Really? Okay. So tell me, what happened as you went through those 30 days?
Okay, after I read the book, and I kind of tweaked you a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. So she's an expert. She's a local expert. If you want some fine-tuning, you talk with Sheila.
I tweaked it a little bit to accommodate myself. I was a meat eater, in which, in using the book and using the program, I have decreased my reliance on eating meat. I don't eat it as much as I was, and that's part of the process. Another part of the process for me was exercise. There was no exercise. I work a sedentary job. I'm always sitting because I work with physicians all day, so I'm always sitting and not moving around a lot. So I incorporated the exercise. Then I had to look at the diet. And I had to decide what I was going to eat, and that's when I started adding more plant-based foods into my diet. And it had remarkable results.
Well, so tell us, what are those remarkable results?
And in that 30 to, I'd say, 60-day period, I lost 35 pounds.
Wow,
with the
that is
incorporation.
fantastic.
I went back to the doctor in December of 2020. We were still in COVID. We still are. But I had lowered my blood pressure to 120 over 80, and it remains steady to this day.
Wonderful. So you dropped the systolic like 40 points and the diastolic like 30 points, and dropped 35 pounds.
Yes,
This is really exciting.
it was.
So why are you here tonight?
Because I'm here to tell people that the actual diet, it actually works. You have to put in the work to get the result. And it was a joy in doing it. And I am continuing on with the 30-day book. And I'm going to use that to lose even more weight and to get off of the blood pressure medication and the other numerous other medications that I'm on for edema and anything else, arthritis. I'm working with the doctor to use this diet to help me make my life better.
Excellent. Anything else you think folks should know? If they're kind of hesitant, they're thinking, well, do I want to really spend 30 days of my life? I mean, 30 days, that's a whole month. Do you think it's really worth it?
It's worth it if you love yourself and you're concerned about your health. It's it's positive. It's good for you to do.
Sheila, you're an inspiration.
I wouldn't say all that, but
Okay, thanks so much for coming up with us, okay?
thank you.
I know that you can have similar results that you just heard about. That's why we've put together this program for you. But you may be saying Methuselah factor, and maybe you missed our first presentation. You're just scratching your head. What is this guy talking about? The Methuselah factor is my way of helping people to engage with the topic of hemorrheology. Wow, that's a mouthful, right? It has to do with the science of blood fluidity. And we find that when your blood fluidity is better, it improves your physical performance and your mental performance. It decreases your risk of things like stroke and heart attack. It even decreases your risk of certain cancers. It helps you preserve your vision longer. It will help you decrease your risk of diabetic complications. All of those things, potential benefits when you engage with this program that we're sharing. But one of the topics that I find that most motivates people today is things that can help them maintain their cognitive performance, maintain their mental faculties. How can you keep that brain power as long as possible and as strong as possible? Let me share with you another video that I produced a while ago that helps you to perhaps understand better just how powerful this Methuselah Factor program is when it comes to brain health. There are many, many sad situations that we see in the world of medicine. I'm Dr. David DeRose, a specialist in internal medicine and preventive medicine. And it always strikes me as especially tragic when you see a person late in life who really physically seems to be in really very good health. They may not have heart disease. They may never have had cancer. Their lungs may be functioning great. They may be able to walk long distances. But if they don't have their cognitive faculties, it is just a sad, sad scenario. The big question today is, might there be a missing link when it comes to preventing dementia? I actually think there is. And I think one of the things that we don't really talk much about has to do with blood fluidity. You may have heard me use the term before, hemorrheology. That's the technical scientific term for this science of blood fluidity. I prefer to call it the Methuselah factor, because Methuselah, reportedly the longest man to have ever lived on the planet, no doubt had a lot going for him, but he must have had good blood fluidity. With that in mind, let's just talk briefly about some of the research looking at blood fluidity indicators and mental performance. If you measure blood viscosity, that's a measure of blood fluidity, what we find is as viscosity rises, if you will, the blood is getting thicker. As that happens, as that goes up, mental performance deteriorates. And this is not just true as we get older, it's true when we're younger as well. Another marker of blood fluidity is hematocrit. Hematocrit is the percentage of blood that is made up of red blood cells. Now, we do need blood cells in order to carry oxygen and have clear mental functioning. I mean, if you're profoundly anemic, if your hemoglobin is 4, that's really bad. Your hematocrit might only be 12 or 15. This is not good. You're not going to have good mental functioning because you can't get the oxygen you need to the brain. But once you get that hematocrit adequate, raising it higher doesn't improve brain function, it worsens it because your hemorrheology, your blood fluidity, worsens. So here's the missing link, at least from my vantage point, when it comes to preventing dementia. It's honing in on the importance of blood fluidity. Make your blood more fluid, the evidence indicates, regardless of your age, regardless of whether you have signs of dementia or not, and your brain performance will improve. Good news for students, good news for people early in their work-life career, good news for people later in life, and especially good news when we're trying to keep all our faculties later in life. So what do you think? Are you game to go on a 30-day Methuselah Factor program? I hope you are. Every day in the program, we're going to be introducing you to practical things that you can do. The folks who are facilitating the program at this venue, if you haven't already received it, they're going to be giving you a special tracking sheet. It's a sheet where you're going to be recording what you're doing on a daily basis to accomplish the Methuselah Factor goals. You say, well, what kind of things are you challenging us to do? When you hear our first presentation, day 1 in the series, it is going to be simply, listen carefully, to be bold. Be bold, that's right. We're going to challenge you to make big changes, not just small changes. You say, what am I talking about? Well, when we talk about moving more, getting more exercise, don't say, well, hey, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to really ramp things up and I'm going to walk out to the mailbox at least once next week. Well, that's not really being bold. Now, being bold can be different for different people. Maybe walking to the mailbox is a big deal for you. And doing that every day for the next week would be huge. But for others, they're saying, walk to the mailbox? I mean, surely. Everybody's challenges are different, but I want to challenge you to be bold. That's going to be the focus in our first daily challenge. But do you see how it works? Every day of the program, some specific challenge. You can get that challenge in advance if you watch the daily videos at Timeless Healing Insights. Those videos will especially focus you on things that can help your blood pressure and help your blood sugar. But the Methuselah Factor program is bigger than that. We're going to talk about how you can improve your brain performance. We're going to talk about how you can lower your risk of cancer. We're going to talk about how you can have better quality life, how you can perform physically better. All of that is in the Methuselah Factor program. That's what we're showing here. Those are the videos that we're showing here in this venue. But it's not just watching videos, because you can go on the internet and you can pick up a copy of these videos, the Methuselah Factor video set. You can buy those. But there's a better strategy. It's watch them with someone else. Watch them with someone else. Watch them in a group where you've got health professionals helping you on the journey. This is really powerful. I've seen people pay hundreds, thousands of dollars to come to lifestyle programs. I've helped run those programs as a physician. As powerful as those programs are, you can get much of that benefit in a setting like this, where you're going through the program with other people, you're comparing notes, you're getting support, you're sharing your stories. But it all starts with tracking your progress. So make sure you don't leave the program tonight without getting one of those schedules, one of those tracking sheets, one of those handouts, so you can keep track of how you're doing on the program. Day 1 is just ahead of us. Make sure you catch all these meetings. And if you're here for the first time, I just want to remind you that this is a special double feature in this venue. We're not only going to help you with your physical health, but spiritual health is an important dimension to whole person health. I'm telling you that as a physician, not only with specialties in internal medicine and preventive medicine, but in my training in public health. I have a master's in public health degree. I learned something really powerful, and that is that community is powerful. And one of the things that is so powerful in communities are faith communities. That's right. When you come together with people and you share a spiritual perspective, this is really powerful. And we're going to be doing that here. We're going to be sharing with you things that can help you get a clearer spiritual focus. Where is life headed for you? What's going on with our world? It's going to be helping you answer some of life's most pressing questions. You're going to have a sense of relief, a sense of peace. Things that were bothering you are going to disappear. You say, how can I make claims like this? Listen, I was in the very same seat that you were once, and I learned some of the very same things that are being communicated in these meetings, and they changed my life. They helped to redirect me in my life work. They gave me a sense of meaning and purpose and a desire to give back and help others. Are you interested in all that? Well, then stay by with us. If you're not interested, stay by anyway, because I think the more you learn about it, the more excited you're going to get. The Methuselah Factor program, it's for you. I want to encourage you to keep coming back to this venue. I'm Dr. David DeRose, wishing you, as you go through this program, the very best of health.